You know, I think it's pretty funny how often this seems to happen, how those who are always the tip of the spear in cancel culture, those who are always tutting down their nose and telling people how they should be acting and the words that they should be saying and how they should be acting towards others, they're the ones that always seem to have the most brutal skeletons in their closets. And it just got revealed that one of the dudes who's at the very forefront of the Joe Rogan cancellation has a pretty interesting past. And we're going to get into that because I think it's important that we, you know, as viewers and as humans, we always kind of keep in mind these are the people that are telling you not to say things or telling you to, you know, what's right and what's wrong. They're the moral compass. Except nearly every single time, they just are awful. That after a quick word from this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Established Titles. Established Titles is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. They allow people to buy as little as 1 square foot of dedicated land so they can call themselves a lord or a lady officially. In return, they commit to plant a tree with every order and protect the beautiful, pristine woodlands of Scotland. Established Titles makes an absolutely amazing gift, and a person could officially get their name changed on documents. Their title pack gives you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate and an official certificate with a crest, and they're having a huge Valentine's Day sale just for you guys. And on top of that, you can get an additional 10% off any purchase you make with the discount code TheQuartering. So click the link below or go to establishedtitles.com/thequartering and use promo code TheQuartering to save an extra 10% today. Valentine's Day is coming up, so act fast. Now, there's been no shortage of people pushing themselves to the front of the line to collect internet clout for canceling Joe Rogan, and none more famously than this author who apparently is leading the mob against Joe Rogan over his usage of the word, revealed to have used the word many, many, many times in his books. Whoops, this article is written by that grifter. We will not be promoting that. I love the post-millennial, but I really wish they would hire better people. But okay, well, let's just go to the source since his article is just screen capping this anyway. Wokel_distance seems like a very good follow if you're interested in all this. Now, if you have been following the Joe Rogan cancellation attempt, you know, quite frankly, with the second wave here, the first wave was his misinformation, which didn't stick, right? Then the second wave was N-words, but everyone's known about them for over, 12, 13 years now. They were just resurfaced at a timely manner. And this is how cancel culture works. They put a montage of all the bad things you've ever done. Some are bad in context and worse out of context. Some are fine in context, but appear bad out of context. When you put these type of things, I mean, there are montages of me out there too that make every little, you know, that make me seem like a horrible person. This is on purpose. They don't actually care about either educating you like they like to say they do, and they don't care about making you a better person. They don't care if they ruin your life because their lives are in fact horrible, and they are like crabs in a bucket and want you to be right down with them. Now, the Don Winslow, the author that bullied an apology out of The Rock, wrote this: "Dear Rock, The Rock, you're a hero to many people, and using your platform to defend Joe Rogan, a guy that used and laughed about the N-word dozens of times, is a terrible use of your power. Have you actually listened to this man's statements about black people?" So you see, Wokel_distance actually points out. So it turns out Don Winslow, what do you want to bet? He's already got me blocked. And he does. What a coincidence. So remember, most of the outrage here is that he even said the word. Many of the times he was just quoting rap lyrics, for example, in the, whoa, geez, this clip almost killed me. quoting rap lyrics or saying so-and-so says this word, or isn't it funny how this word has, has so much power, or whatever the case may be. All right. Some people are in the camp that white people should never, ever say that word. I'm not in that camp. I think obviously you should be 100% fine to use a word when defining it or, telling a story. I think that once you call somebody that in a derogatory manner, it becomes an issue. But that's not what Joe Rogan was doing. And from what I saw in any of these clips, that's not what he ever did. Now, his Planet of the Apes clip is not great. But the other stuff was not, I couldn't find it. But anyway, everyone was mad that he even dared use the term, right? Well, how about his own books, the author's own books? From his book, The Force, he's got this line. The clip ran on YouTube and a local rap group cut a song called Just Another N Baby, which got a few 100,000 hits. How about in this other, and these are the hard R's, by the way. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4 hard R's, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, dozens and dozens and dozens of the hard R. Now, in case you didn't notice from this man's profile picture, he happens to be pasty white. Now, I am not. This is one thing that a lot of people get really worked up about when you point it out. They're like, meh, you're just trying to cancel somebody too. No, I'm not. I don't want this author to be canceled. I don't want this author to lose his job. I don't want him to lose his publishing deal. But what I'm pointing out is the hypocrisy. I would never endorse him getting fired for using this word because he's clearly using it in context. He's not calling anybody that. It's in the book. But remember, this is the standard they set, right? The standard they set is that no white man shall ever utter the word lest he be called racist, lest he should be deplatformed. Dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of occurrences. Fictional writing, not conversation speaking. Oh, okay, so that's an excuse. Just like everyone used for The Rock, where they said, oh, well, he was in character when he called somebody, when he used that being trans as a derogatory term. He was in character. And I like how everyone's like bending over backwards to try and defend it. Again, absolutely nothing wrong with using this term in this way, I would imagine, unless it's like a nonfiction book and he's describing black folks as such. Doesn't seem to be in that case. I am not obviously the arbiter. Obviously, you all know about my black dad, but even I don't, I don't comment on these things. I, in general, don't see any use for the word unless you're actually going to be like defining it or saying somebody said this word or you're talking about it in context. But again, this is not the standard that I set. This is the standard that they set. And the standard that The Rock used, to denounce Joe Rogan. So again, I didn't do this to you. You did this to you. But what's funny is, what's actually sad, is the people who would both endorse the cancellation or deplatforming of Joe Rogan for ever even saying the word will continue to ignore people like this who, by their own measure, used and broke the very same rule. They don't call them out. This is cringe tribalism. I hate it on the left and I hate it on the right. I see it. I don't consider myself right wing, but many of my opinions seem to align with a lot of these guys. And there are a lot of guys in the anti-cancel culture space that were suspiciously quiet about guys like Jack Murphy. And there were a lot of guys that were suspiciously quiet about a guy like Ian Miles Chong, or suspicious. Like, there's numerous guys on our side of a lot of things that are garbage too, but there are a lot of popular people that won't call them out because they're more considered about, oh, I'm not against infighting. It's not infighting. It's maintaining some level of standards. Have some backbone. If it's bad when, quote unquote, they do it, then it's bad when we do it. It's called having a moral compass, something the left, the far left, leftists just don't have anymore. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.